Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm feeling like doing a bit of a general reading today. We're just going to pull some cards and see what comes out. So first, I'll pull some cards from this deck that I've illustrated. Okay, we have Chalice. Okay, so definitely your cup runneth over, like there is a time for celebration for you right now. Let's see what you're celebrating. Candle. Okay, so there is a sense of, I feel like you've been working really hard or like working through the night, or you've kept a candle burning for something that you really believe in, like some either like an idea or a project that you really believe in. It's like even though the flame may have flickered at times, it never fully went out. And it's like you might have almost been burning this candle in the background in some ways, where, like I mentioned, the flame might have flickered, but at the same time, even when you weren't keeping your eyes focused on this specific thing, it was still growing and burning inside of you. And I think you're going to realize in this moment of celebration that it's like it all paid off, like it was all worth it, is kind of the energy I'm getting. And then we have cave. Okay, and as you can see, also the cave on this card is on either side, it's flanked by these two sconces that are candles burning as well. So the sense I'm getting is it's like you have maybe this candle that you were burning, there was like something that you really believed in, that you were like stoking the flames of, and it led you into this deeper part of yourself where you were exploring kind of like a new unknown territory within your psyche or within your mind, maybe like within your creativity. Like I feel like you were tapping into something new that you hadn't explored before, and it's like this deep, dark, unknown kind of mysterious place, and it was this passion that drove you to explore this place in yourself. And I feel like you're now reaping the rewards of that, of like you have been energized in some new way, like something has been poured into your cup, whether this is just like an increased amount of creative energy or also like a sense of like an abundance, like maybe you have been given some sort of blessing through this experience. But I feel like this is still a little vague, so let's pull some tarot and get into this a little bit more about what this passion is and how exactly it's filling up your cup. All right, so we have the Five of Wands. So there is this sense of like almost a conflict in some ways, or this feeling of like almost like a confusion, but also maybe a collaboration of like many parties coming together. So the sense that I'm getting is maybe there was this kind of like internal battle where you might have been going through a little bit of indecision or internal conflicts, like maybe beating yourself up for certain things about like, I'm not working hard enough, or like you're not sure what you should be doing with your time, which projects you should be putting your focus on. But then again, it comes back to this candle of this idea or project or passion that has been burning in you this whole time, where it's like it almost doesn't really matter what you do and all this sort of internal conflict. Like none of that really matters, because what matters is that this passion is kept burning that whole time, and that is motivating you in a stronger way than any of your conscious desires could possibly motivate you or influence your life. So like for example, with some of this energy, it's like you could be kind of fighting with yourself a little bit about like, what should I do today? Like, should I go on a walk? Should I run some errands? Should I work on this creative project? Or should I develop this skill? And so that's where some of this conflict could come in of like, you're not really sure if you're doing the right thing. But it's almost like behind all of those options, no matter what they are, whether you allot like certain measures of productivity of like, this is more productive, or this is less productive, or this is a more efficient use of my time, behind all of that is this candle that is still burning, that is like motivating you kind of unconsciously or subconsciously, like because you've kept that burning this whole time, it's like everything you do is contributing to that cause and is filling up your cup in some new way that like maybe you weren't even conscious of as you were doing these things. Okay, with the Three of Wands, this is like again relating to like some decisions you're making in some ways, or like your willpower to push forward with this passion. And when I talk about passion, like it could be a specific skill, like a specific creative skill or career skill that you're working on developing, or it could be like a passion project, or it could also be like an idea that you really believe strongly in. Like it could be something about creating some sort of harmony between other people or with yourself, or like some message of love that you have to deliver to the world, or like an idea when it comes to maybe like a political idea, even of just something that you believe in very strongly, so much so that it motivates everything you do, and every word that you speak is coming from this place. And it's really the strong feeling of like you have made this decision for yourself, where it's like this was not anything given to you of like you should be doing this, or this is like what you're good at. Like it could have been that there were people who tried to push you down a certain pathway at some point in your life, but that's not the sense that I'm getting from this particular passion in your life. Like the sense that I'm getting from this is like it's something you might have even been alone, like kind of in this cave is what I'm getting, is you might have retreated into this cave of this period of like isolation or independence in some way, and then that's when this passion was sort of revealed to you, or you were pointed towards it in a stronger way than you had ever been previously, even if it was something that was always kind of present in your life. And when you directed your attention to this passion really strongly and you developed it out of your own sense of willpower, this is like what opened up this expansive space inside yourself, like both inside your psyche of like where this idea can grow and flourish, but also in the world. Like I'm getting like an expanded horizons or expanded opportunities opened up for you. So I feel like there is this really strong sense of like you are a leader in some ways, or you are a visionary, and I feel like it's like this passion is relating to a specific vision that you have for the world, or for your life, for your relationships, like friendships or romantic relationships as well. It's like you had this really strong idea in mind of how things should be, and then you internalized it to the point that it is how you see things. Like it's not anymore how things should be, it's just how things are. You understand that this is the truth of the way that things are, and then over time all the other decisions that you make are backing up that strong belief or conviction that you have within yourself. And then over time, what started as just simply a desire of like I wish things could be this way has transformed into this is how things really are. And that's like relating to this feeling of chalice, where you might be celebrating or having this moment to sit back and like sip in a nice drink, a nice relaxing cocktail by the beach is kind of the vibe I'm getting, because you have created the life that you desire, or that you willed from this core sense of self, of what you really wanted, of what you really passionately believed in, of what really illuminated you or made you feel happy in some way. Okay, we're getting the moon. So I'm getting the sense of it's almost like this is obscured to you in some ways. Like I mentioned, like some of this motivating factor might almost be coming through kind of subconsciously, where again, like you could get caught in some of these conflicts mentally or in the world, where it's like a little confusing of what you should be doing. But again, it's like the moon is pointing towards this feeling of like things are not fully revealed. Like you might be making decisions where in the moment there was almost like a little bit of indecision, where maybe you felt intuitively guided to make a decision, but then you were kind of weighing the options logically, but at the end of the day you picked the thing that felt right for you. And you could have been really focused on this aspect of decision, of like the factors contributing to what you should pick, of like, is this more strategic, will this make you more money? But at the end of the day, it's like all of these things are working in a very mysterious way, where the decisions you make are not necessarily just based on the conditions like directly influencing that circumstance or that decision, but it's like this wider web that is stretching out across your life, like these threads that are connecting. Or I'm kind of getting like this butterfly effect, where you might be in the moment kind of conflicted about a decision, because you're like, okay, is this the right career move to make me a little bit more money, or is this the right thing that I should do today in order to feel productive? But what you don't understand is like, or maybe you do understand, is that there are these subtler threads connecting these aspects or decisions or moments in your life, where maybe there was a decision to go out to some sort of social event rather than working on a project, and you might have felt in the moment, okay, that wasn't the right decision because I'm being less productive. But the subtler thread coming through is that maybe at the social event that felt less productive in the moment, that felt like you were being lazy, or you were kind of not pushing yourself enough, you might have met someone who is then going to contribute to your career success, or like play a very important role in your life down the line. But it's one of these things where in the moment you don't realize how significant it is, but then looking back you can kind of connect these threads together and see how your fate was woven over time through these kind of subconscious or unconscious decisions that you felt intuitively guided to take. And I am really getting that strong sense of like this is about connection to other people as well, because on the moon card here you have the two dogs, or there's like a dog and a wolf. So there is this kind of sense of kinship of like these decisions that you're making, motivated by this passion that is constantly driving you, is causing you to connect with these people who are almost like your soul tribe. Is what I'm getting, to use a little bit of a new agey term. Is like this kind of umbrella, or like these threads that are connecting a lot of people who think in this kind of similar way. And then we have the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck here, so it's almost like this kind of heavenly feeling, or like a chosen family is kind of the feeling I'm getting. Is like that when you make decisions, or you're really aligned with this core truth or this core passion, the candle that's always burning inside you, that is what connects you to these people who you feel this deeper connection with, where it's like your family on a level that goes beyond just blood. Like it's almost like a past life kind of thing, or like I'm hearing dream team. I feel like you're being guided to meet these people. And I think that's also where this cave feeling is coming in, where it's like you might have felt like you were really working alone, or going into yourself in some way, and this really deep kind of like a dark obscured way again, of like not really knowing what you're doing, but maybe feeling really compelled to spend some time alone with yourself in contemplation. And it almost might have felt like, again, with this conflict of like you might have wished you could be meeting new friends, or having this kind of social life that you might have idealized from like movies or culture, or maybe even the people around you who seem to have really successful social lives. But the sense that I'm getting is that this period of like isolation, or just like diving into yourself, helped you connect more with this passion. And then by connecting more with this passion, you're then connecting more to these people who are working in tandem with you, where it's like it's almost like, even though you might not have these people in your life right now, or you might have only met them in passing, it's like as you're all progressing on your own path, it's like you're driving forwards together, and it's like you're converging to this point. And it's like when you get to that point, when you're all able to come together and work together, it's going to be, like I mentioned, that kind of 10 of Cups feeling, or this like chalice feeling of like, okay, it's all fun and games now. You can kind of sit back, relax, and just chat it up. But it's like all of these moments that, you might have felt a little bit lonely, were actually driving you towards being able to have these deeper connections, like this true kinship soul connection, where it's like you really see people for who they are, or like they see you for who you are, or you feel kind of like of the same kin, of the same species. But it was these moments where you might have actually felt more alone, that were driving you towards this. Okay, so the sense I'm getting is there is some cause for celebration in your life coming up soon, or you might even be feeling it right now, of just really rewarding yourself for always sticking to that true self, that true passion of, not compromising, and, trying to sell out. Like you never put out the light just so that you could get by in the world. Where it might have seemed like the easier path was just to sort of fit in with everyone else and kind of give up on your dreams and aspirations. But again, you kept fighting, and you kept fighting, and you kept exploring those dark unknown territories within yourself and within the world as well. And for that, you should always constantly be rewarding yourself, because that is like, it brings you a kind of peace, or like a deeper sense than even peace, of like just true solace, of like a comfort or community, when even if your material reality kind of seems lacking community, it's like this being watched over by angels, or like by ancestors, or what I'm getting is kind of like a past life connection feeling is coming through really strong, where it's maybe like there's alternate versions of you from like past lives, or like past and present future versions of you are kind of looking at you in this moment right now, and applauding what you're doing, for sticking to your guns, and pouring into your own cup is really what I'm getting. But I feel like it's definitely like a cause for celebration, where it's like urging you to fight against that feeling of like being hard on yourself, or giving up, or diminishing your accomplishments, or diminishing your hard work, but to continue pouring into your cup, because this actually like stokes the flames and gives you more energy in order to pursue this passion and to keep walking forward on your path. And it's like you can never give up or stop, because then that's when like you won't have the energy to walk forward on the path. But every time you celebrate yourself and applaud the work that you're doing, that is just pushing you further and further, or like raising you up higher and higher. All right, the Wheel of Fortune. So definitely there is a sense of like some sort of unpredictability in your future, but also like in some ways it being predicted in the same breath, right? Where there's kind of this endless opportunity. Like I'm kind of seeing these like pathways also like diverging, where it's like you can kind of jump to any timeline is what I'm getting, where you can have these really lofty ambitions and they will all be made possible through the strong conviction, the use of your willpower and your belief in yourself, that you can really choose whatever outcome you would like in your life. Yet at the same time, like I also mentioned, is like the fates are weaving your destiny in some ways, where these decisions that you make, like you might not think that they are determining which timeline you end up on, but it's actually that every single moment that you make a decision, or just every moment that you were present in your body and just observing yourself, this is affecting how your fate will turn out. So again, it's like urging you to fill up your cup and congratulate and appreciate yourself, because this is what raises you to these kind of like higher frequencies where you can really get what you want, or secure some sort of really abundant, pleasurable life where it feels like you're just sitting back and sipping a cocktail, right? Because every moment that you are being hard on yourself or criticizing yourself unduly, it's like you're twisting the Wheel of Fortune in kind of like a negative way, and then it's like setting you up for more situations in which you'll be struggling or feeling just like a sense of unpleasantness. But then every time you celebrate yourself or relax, like just chill out, right? Like the sense I'm getting again is like you're just sipping a delicious pina colada at the beach, right? Every moment that you're in that energy, it's like you're twisting the Wheel of Fortune in the other direction towards this outcome that is kind of like the good ending, is what I'm getting. Is like everything works out for the hero, right? You find love, you have a beautiful house and a beautiful family, and you accomplished everything you wanted to do in your career. But it really is about aligning with this sense of having a full cup. And then, you know, on the other side of it is like the bad ending, where every time that you make a decision where you're like throwing other people under the bus or throwing yourself under the bus, of being too hard on yourself, or of making it seem as if the world is out to get you, or the world is set up to watch you fail, then it's like you're twisting it towards the bad ending, where it does end up working out like that, where people are not supportive of your endeavors, or you might have some sort of interpersonal conflicts. But again, it's just like you can twist the wheel either way, or you can kind of set up this fate for yourself either way. But it's a decision you have to make right now in this present moment to align with that higher passion and that deeper core of your being that sometimes requires a little bit of darkness or mystery to really explore and embrace. All right, so we have the Six of Wands. So another wand coming out here. So that's 3 cards in the wand suit, right? And this is a suit that really emphasizes the element of fire, as well as the use of your willpower. Like this kind of thing that transcends the mere decision, but like it is really the energy behind all your decisions, but also behind your demeanor, behind your confidence, and kind of where you see yourself in the world, right? Like with this is I'm getting this kind of like front of the pack, like thought leader kind of energy, or like a confidence in yourself, in your vision of what the world should be, right? Like to be a good leader, you have to have a good vision. Like if you have this feeling of like, I don't really know what I want, I don't really have any strong beliefs, right? You can't really be a good leader for your colleagues or for your family, right? But once you get to that state of like, I know what I want, I know what's right, like ethically, or what's right for me, or, you know, like the right way to treat people, the right way to go about creative endeavors, then that's when you kind of rise up to the status of being more like a leader, or being able to push forward some sort of thought or some sort of endeavor, whether this is like a project or a creative movement or just a way of thinking or a way of being in the world, it requires you to have this confidence in your willpower, your ability to make decisions. And like I mentioned, it's like you can sometimes second guess yourself or doubt your own willpower when you get into these moments of wondering, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I being productive enough? Right? That in itself is actually the act of self-sabotage. It's not whether you're being productive enough. That doesn't actually really matter. But it's like as soon as you start to doubt your own willpower and your own ability to accomplish things, or the fact that you are already on the right path, then that's when you actually start to throw yourself off the path. But when you move forward with this confidence that you are doing everything right, that you are making the decisions that are right for you, that you know what is right for you in your life, then that's when things tend to work out for you, and you're provided with all the materials that you need to accomplish these projects, that the people that you need to meet in order to progress further in your career or your personal or creative development are put on your path. It's like, if you're not in this confident state, the universe is not going to give you these things, because it's like, if you're wondering, like, I don't know if my art is good enough, like, I don't know if this project is coming from the right place, or I don't know if people are going to like my idea or like the way this looks or sounds, or you're worrying about how you're going to be received, the universe is not going to give you the materials to make that project because you're doubting it. You're going to compromise it. Or similarly, if you have this feeling of like not thinking you're a good enough leader, you don't have confidence in your ability to execute a project or make it an important decision, then you're not going to be given these collaborators who you could work with, because you would compromise those relationships, or you wouldn't know what to do with them, right? It would almost be like you could pass each other by and like not have that connection. But when you're in that state of understanding, like, you are here to recruit collaborators and exercise your leadership abilities, then that's when these people start to enter your life, because then you can actually utilize each other's skills and build something together. But it is really just about aligning with this passion that's been burning in you all along, so that you can do something with it in the world. All right, and the Empress. So really, this is the sense I'm getting from you overall, is like this kind of fertile energy, this really strong sense of just like things are growing out of you, where it's like I mentioned, like this candle has been burning. Similarly, it's like the fields have been fertilized and planted. It's kind of the similar energy of like everything is set up for success, or the preparation has been completed, and it's now just a matter of letting it play out. Like, you've planted all the seeds, now you're just waiting for them to grow and then for the fruits to emerge and be harvested. But it's like right now you're in this kind of pregnant state almost, where it's like you have everything you need in order to get to this place where you're communing with these collaborators or executing these projects. And it's like this kind of infinite potential, like from this unmanifested potential of like all infinite possibilities are available to you. You could really be doing anything in this moment, and it's just a matter of picking exactly what you want from your willpower to see manifested in the world. And this is really the state that you're in right now, is just like this really fertile and abundant state. And like, especially with springtime coming up now, it's like things are starting to blossom, this kind of new renewed feeling of the earth becoming green again. Maybe in some ways your body is becoming revitalized too. And I feel like you're really tapping into that energy and being able to understand like your true potential. And it's coming from also like exploring this kind of deeper, damper place in some ways. Like the cave is kind of like this really earthy, like I'm getting this really strong yin energy of like this kind of moist soil. And I feel like it's something that you're going into like in yourself, is like understanding that there's like a lot of moisture there. That's kind of a funny way to phrase it. Okay, let's draw one more card and wrap up this reading. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is very relevant to what we've been talking about here, with the pentacle suit relating to some sort of material creation you're making, or also your physical body, or some sort of wealth or abundance. And on this card, you have 3 different people coming together to create this cathedral. And you have the craftsman, you have the monk, and then you have this other figure who I still haven't researched what he's supposed to represent, but I see it as kind of like an aristocrat or like a magician or something. I'll look it up one day, but I kind of like imagining it. So it's like bringing together these parts of yourself, or maybe bringing together collaborators in the world to work on this project that is something bigger than yourself. And like I mentioned, like the fates are kind of weaving it this way so that your project is, again, like bigger than yourself. It's something you can't really comprehend, but because this passion is burning within you, it's guiding you towards this, and you're getting there. Like with every passing day, you're working on this project, even if you don't really know what it is just yet. But you're building something that has this really strong spiritual value in the world also, and it's engaging a lot of different aspects of yourself, and it's engaging other people in the world, and it's creating this sort of sense of harmony, or this place. Like what I'm getting is like a community. So this could be like a physical location of somewhere that people could gather, or it could just be more like an artist movement, or like a group, or just like a chosen family. Again, like I think this is really part of what you're creating through this project, is like the space to exist, to find kinship, and to create this kind of fertile soil for the ideas of yourself and for others to grow. But I feel like this is really what you're being guided to work on right now, is like again, like I mentioned, of just getting into that state where you understand that your cup is full, that this fire is burning, and that you have this kind of tapped infinite potential within yourself that you just simply need to tap, and that things will work out for you as long as you really stay aligned with your truest vision and your true willpower. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested in booking a private customized reading, just let me know. You can email me with my email in the video description. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.